What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. We got a showdown slate here, Wednesday night, Wnba, 10K to first. Not the best game, but we'll take it. It's not just a full off day, so I can't be too upset about that. Let's look at my lineup for tonight. I did do the 150 mini max, but this was my main lineup. I was all over Stewie and JJ together. And then, of course, Sabrina gets rolled in. So I did make some pivots. I did pivot off of Chelsea Gray. My original lineup was Carter, Canada, Chelsea Gray, Stewie, JJ, and Kia Stokes. So I did make some pivots. We'll see how it ends up. Really happy with this ownership on Kennedy Carter. Figured my Caldwell might be a little higher owned with not a lot of good value out there. Figured Stewie would be really popular. Love the ownership on Fee, so we'll see how it ends up. Hopefully we end up in the cash. Would be nice. Last night, I mentioned in the live stream how high I was on Ezzy Magbagor. I ended up playing NECA over, and it cost me the cash, so that's always fun. Mercury at the Wings, 4.5 point spread, over under 168.5, so should be a good game. But Dallas is not very good. They do play a little bit better at home, so I wouldn't expect them to get absolutely blitzed like they have been. Last two games against Seattle have not been competitive whatsoever. But there is a lot of news we need to talk about with Phoenix. BG is questionable for the game due to personal reasons. She probably isn't playing. Like, when they bring this out the day before, it's never good. I'm fully expecting her to miss. Clea Copper played massive minutes with the team shorthanded last night. 37 minutes. Had a good shooting game. Just the peripherals. Good rebounder, just not getting much else. She would look great for the showdown. Natasha Cloud also played huge minutes, 37 for her as well. Always mention with her, if she's scoring the ball, she has a huge ceiling. That ceiling was reached because 14 peripheral stats, 18 real life points. Big upside in a player like her, especially if BG is out. Diana Taurasi is back. She's not on the injury report. Would expect her to come back, get her normal usage. She's going to chunk it. Been playing really well this season, especially of late. Love the price tag on her. Rebecca Allen is questionable. I think she's more than likely to play, but it would not shock me if she was out. Sophie has just been so bad of late. 35 minutes and 5 fantasy points. Whoa. Woof. We always mention, like, she is really scoring dependent. She's not going to get you very much in the peripheral stats. So if she hits her threes, she can easily get there, but she's not been hitting her threes. Natasha Mack, obviously, if BG is out, would look fantastic. Played 24 minutes alongside BG for the majority of that. Only 13 fantasy points. Obviously, that would tick up. She was north of a fantasy point per minute player at the beginning of the season when BG was out. So would really like her. Would probably just insta-play her if BG is out. Sutton is fine. Like, she only saw 15 minutes off the bench. Not the best fantasy point per minute player, but you got to play some cheap value. I think she is absolutely one you can play. Liz Dixon has been waived, so do not play her. Herbert Harrigan saw a decent run, 13 minutes. If Rebecca Allen and BG are both out, might mean a little bit of run for her. Osborne is still out, so don't play her. On the Dallas side, oh man, good old Dallas. It cost me about $700 on Underdog with Enrique and Big T and Odyssey Sims all out there in the massive blowout. They're losing by like 30, and in the final minute, Enrique is out there. So she's completely blowout proof. She practically played the entire game. They were down by almost 30. She's going to chunk it a ton. If she gets the peripheral stats, she has 50 fantasy point upside. Obviously, good matchup here. So she's already absolutely nuked Phoenix earlier this season for 58 bomb and then a 64 bomb. So She loves playing against them. One of the best spin-ups on the slate, probably the best. Natasha Howard only saw 27 minutes again. Massive, massive blowout. She's played since she returned. She saw 20, 23, 30, 27, 27, 27. Now, these past two have been due to the blowout. I would expect her to play closer to the 29 to 31 minute range if the game is competitive. She's a great fantasy point per minute player, so would have a lot of interest in her. Big T at 7,400. Minutes have gotten consistent again. Now, who's ready to get screwed on playing Big T when she goes out here and acts like she doesn't care and plays 14 minutes and kills us? But when she wants to go, she absolutely can play. It's just, will she care enough to? Matchup should be pretty good if BG is out. She can score on Mac. Mac's not that great of a defender. She does have some stock upside, but would really like Big T here in this spot. Odyssey Sims all the way up to 7K, playing big minutes. She started last game. I would expect her to play 28 to 32 minutes. She's been solid. She's stuffing the stat sheet. She's shooting the ball a lot more than I thought she would. 31 shot attempts in 3 games. And for someone that scored 2.2 points per game last season, good for her. She's played great of late. Monique Billings, 6,600, pretty tough to get to. Minutes are up and down. She's just not asked to do a lot on the floor anymore with Nat Howard coming back and Odyssey Sims coming in and commanding a lot of usage. Uzan, 5,200, really hard to trust. Has not been good these past 2 games. Went back to the bench. JC Sheldon saw her fewest minutes of the game of the last 3 weeks. 16 minutes, really hard to trust her. They ended up going Enrique, Odyssey Sims, Big T, Natasha Howard, and Mo Billings a little bit. So definitely really, really tough to trust Uzan or Sheldon. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Sheldon just because she's been starting. Kalani Brown, 4,600. Minutes have ticked back up a little bit. She's a good fantasy point per minute player, but they're just not secure. They can go down. I'm not playing Suarez. She's just not getting enough run. The run that she's getting is in the blowouts. Lou has just been really bad. 9 minutes, 2 fantasy points. 10 minutes, 0.75. Typically, she just doesn't get enough run. If you're punting, definitely you would be much better off playing like a Herbert Harrigan or a Sutton, who's going to see the floor, assuming Allen and Griner are out. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Good luck to everybody. If you enjoy the content, leave a like on the channel. It really helps out the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the notification bell. We're popping out videos every day. Live before lock, 30 minutes before slate lock every day. There is at least 2 games on it. And trying to get to 500 subs before the Olympic break. So would love to get there. But that's going to do it for me, guys. We'll see you later.